Good morning, all of you. So today onwards, we are discussing about Python series, Python programming. See, come to the Python programming. Let me give the definition for the Python. Uh, Python is general purpose, high level, object oriented, interpreted, dynamic programming language. Dynamic programming language. And come to Python. Python is very popular nowadays. Very popular programming language. And Python is open source. Open source. It means what? No need to pay money to download Python software. You can download Python software as free of cost from www.python.org. You directly go for that and you can download Python and you can utilize it. So I already told you Python is general purpose. Why I told Python is general purpose? Why I told Python is general purpose? It means you can utilize Python for money. Python used for develop many kind of applications in IT. Many kind of applications in information technology and IT. So where Python can be utilized? So mostly Python can be utilized in used for data science. Python used for develop machine learning algorithms. Machine learning algorithms. And Python used for develop and implement deep learning algorithms. And Python used for artificial intelligence. And Python used for develop web application server side building, server side integration. And Python used for develop blockchain applications. And Python used for develop desktop applications. And Python used for develop IoT applications. And Python used for develop games or gaming applications. And Python used for develop AutoCAD 2D, 3D applications. AutoCAD 2D and 3D applications. See, wherever you go, Python is available. Wherever you go, Python is available. Most of the applications in IT, which was actually depends on Python. Python and used for cloud implementation and cloud application implementation and Databricks and Spark, PySpark, and one more thing is PySpark. There are multiple areas Python can be utilized. And one more important thing is Python is general purpose, and one more is Python is simple. Python is simple to understand, read and write program, read and write programs. So there are multiple features which are going to be available in Python. So we try to learn Python, all the things, and I'm actually dividing the particular course into the different kind of parts. So what we are learning in the part one and what we are learning in the part two, basic programming fundamentals I want to discuss with you, and what we are going to be learning in the part three. I'm dividing the complete course content into the parts. So that is our reason actually what we are discussing in the part one. Even in the web YouTube series also, I divide part one, part two, part three, part four. Four series I will release for you guys. In the part one, what we are going to be learning. In the part one, first of all, install Python and with the working with the multiple editors. Working with the multiple editors, we will see. And after that, multiple editors. And after that, basic operators we can able to perform. Here I can work with arithmetic. And after that, we will work with conditional statements and control statements. Control statements. Control statements and conditional statements we can work. Control statements and conditional statements we can work on. And after that, we will work on loops. Loops are iterators. Later, we will discuss about it. And we will work on user inputs. We will work on strings and methods. String related methods also we can discuss, or predefined methods for the strings and all. We will discuss. And after that, we will try to work on integers. And we will work on floating types and values. How floating values we are going to be working on. And one more important part of the data typecasting also we are working with this. Okay, so these are the basic fundamental points we are going to be learning for the part one. Part one is very simple. So I will release a complete separate playlist for the part one. And when I come to the part two, what we are going to be discussing in the part two level. In the part two level, let me go with the Python strings and operations. Strings and what are the inbuilt functions which are going to be available. Inbuilt functions related to the Python strings. In the same way, Python list items, and again, what are the different kind of inbuilt functions which are going to be available for the list items. And one more is Python tuple, how the tuple will be, and what are the inbuilt features which are going to be available for the tuple. And one more thing is Python set, and the same time, how this inbuilt functions and all which are going to be available for the sets. And one more thing is Python dictionary or dict. Some programming languages, this is called as a dictionary, but in Python, it is calling as a dict. So how the dict will be. And let me work with the functions, how to write the functions using with the def keyword and all, we will discuss about it. And after that, we will discuss about the lambda functions, how the lambda functions are going to be working with us. And after that, we try to working with iterators and generators. Iterators and generators. How iterators and generators are going to be working with that. And after that, how exception handling is going to be working. So how you can able to handle the errors, and how you can able to find out the exceptions, and how to handle the exceptions in Python programming. In the control flow of Python programming, we will discuss about it. This is part two. Now let's come to the part three. In part three, see, let me go with the object-oriented programming, like classes, how to work with the classes, and how to work with the object, and how to work with a method. Okay, so how to work with the inheritance. So there are a lot of object-oriented features, OOPS concepts we are trying to working on. After inheritance, polymorphism, and we are discussing about the data abstraction. And we are working with encapsulation. encapsulation, all this different kind of features, object-oriented features, whatever we have, those particular features we are trying to working on part 3. Okay, so we will discuss multiple kind of advanced level features we are going to be working on this. And we will work on some other advanced features like data web scraping kind of thing. Web scraping. Web scraping kind of thing we will discuss in the part 3. So let's go with that. Python mostly working with the data analytics also. So data analytics is the most important feature. Let me write down one more point. Python used for data analytics. This is a very important nowadays. People are mostly learning the topic like data analytics and data science and artificial intelligence nowadays. Even backend development like Django, Flask and all. Python used for implement the backend for the web application, server side integration, all those things. And here in the part of server side integration, people are working with Django. So we will discuss about separate playlist for the Django and Flask later. And people are working with the artificial intelligence. There are multiple libraries which are going to be available for the artificial intelligence, Keras, TensorFlow. And there are other things. And come to the machine learning applications. Machine learning application mostly working with the scikit-learn. And for data analytics mostly working with NumPy pandas, Matplotlib, and Seaborn and SciPy. See, there's some different kind of libraries are going to be working for the data analytics. Okay, so let us continue with the part 3 here. In the part 3, we are trying to working with the classes, objects, methods, inheritance, polymorphism, data abstraction, encapsulation, web scraping, all these things. In the part 4 is basically we working with the libraries. Python is inbuilt, which are going to be having thousands of libraries, which are going to be available, predefined libraries. For each and every task, a separate library is going to be involving. For example, for data analytics, NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib, Seaborn, SciPy will come. For machine learning applications, scikit-learn will come. For deep learning applications, Keras will come, or TensorFlow will come, or some other different kind of libraries will involve into the part of the cases. In the part 4, we try to working with the libraries. Multiple libraries I will explain with you. So I will explain about NumPy here. I will explain about Pandas here. I will explain about Matplotlib here. Matplotlib. I will explain about Seaborn here. I will explain about scikit-learn here. See, we will learn Python anonymous. Anonymous means completely with the library. What are the top most libraries which are going to be available in the market? Where data analytics are going to be involved? Where Python got involved in the data analytics? Where Python got involved in the data science? Where Python got involved with Django, and where Python got involved with the Flask. See how these kind of applications are going to be implementing. We try to go with the part 4. Part 4 is a very bigger one. Part 1, part 2, part 3, basic programming fundamentals, basic level and advanced level programming fundamentals we are learning with the part 3 onwards. But part 4 onwards, very important is a project level. For each and every library, we have to implement one separate project or two separate projects individually. This is the very important thing where you can work on that. Okay, so let me go with there are some kind of specializations which are going to be available. Python specializations, where you have to improve your skill with the kind of specializations. There are multiple kind of specializations which are going to be available. So the one kind of specialization is web developer. So if you want to improve your career or begin your career or start with your career as a web developer, so how this Python is going to be utilizing as a Django developer or Flask developer here, or as data analyst. For example, I want to become data analyst using with the Python. So this is the path. So what are the different libraries using with Python you have to learn? or what are the different kind of frameworks you have to work with that. Okay, one by one we will discuss later. So how you can implement your path, how you can create your learning path, how you are specialized in the particular area. So that I will discuss with you. There are multiple paths I can give you. As a data scientist, what you have to do is, okay, scientist, what you have to do is, or as a AI engineer, suppose for example, you want to become your career or you want to improve your career, you want to begin your career, you want to grow with your career as a AI engineer. What are the different kind of techniques you need to learn? What are the different kind of libraries you need to learn? What are the different kind of frameworks you need to learn? I will explore with you. As a web developer, what you have to do, as a data analyst, what you have to do, as a data scientist, what you have to do, with a AI engineer, what you have to do, as a blockchain engineer, what you have to do, blockchain engineer, what you have to do. So there are multiple kind of paths I can able to specialize with you. In data scientist, you can go with the MLDL here. As a AI, you have to go with the multiple things like a computer vision. Again, you will go with the MLDL here. MLDL compulsory as a AI developer, so you have to implement a full stack AI engineer. And for blockchain, what are the libraries you have to learn and how to improve your area, how to enlarge your specialization using with Python. So multiple kind of specializations also I will recommend. So later we will discuss all these things.